I'm just being a jerk. All right. Okay. Propane. CCC. All the H's there. Now, before I give this example, let me give you a really weird example. Let's just say for a second, I chop my hand off, and I surgically attach this water bottle to my arm, which would be cool because then I wouldn't have to carry it. But
and it would hurt a lot more when you punch people.
Actually, yeah, there's some advantages. But okay, so here's where I'm going with this. So stay with me. If I take this hydrogen off and then I go to table R and I take one of those functional groups and just draw it at the end here, it will have different properties. And the analogy with the water bottle hand here is I can pick things up and do this with my hand. If I chop it off and I have a water bottle hand, does the properties of my arm change?
Yeah.
Yes. It's a really weird example, but I'm trying to just give you something visual to think of and see that if my hand is no longer there, but something else is, yeah, I'm going to survive and be okay, but I'm not going to be able to do the same things. So that's exactly what these do. If this has certain properties, propane, what do we use it for? It's a gas, but what do we use it for?
Oh, like stove, like heat.
Yeah, heating or cooking, right? Okay, so that's because it has certain properties. Draw this. If I take that H off and I put an OH in its place, everything changes. All the properties change, and now it has a functional group. So don't say it out loud, but figure out which functional group does it have. But don't say it. I want everyone to look it up. So what functional group does this molecule have?
Oh, good job, Caroline.
Amber. Alcohol. Good. This is an alcohol. Good job. That's an alcohol. Who can name it?
Alcohol.
No, that's just the class. That's like the category. Now it has a special name. Alcohol.
Like, how do you name that?
What did you say? Who was it? Trevor or Joe? What did you say?
I said Hennessy.
How appropriate the shirt you're wearing today.
It's from the Outer Banks.
I know. You said that last time you wore it.
Blue Ribbon. I prefer Guinness.
I'm not insulting anybody, but if you can read, you can answer this. What's the name of this? Just focus, will you?
Propanol.
Propane.
Propane.
Put it all together.
Acid or something like that.
Propanol.
I just said propanol and you're like...
No, you said it weird. So, propanol. So, couple things you're learning right now. Stay with me. Stay with me. Up here. Eyes up here. Couple things you're learning. If you put this OH in place of this hydrogen, it's a completely new compound. Properties change. How do you know that? Because this has its own set of properties. That's what functional groups are all about. We're talking about biology. Amino acids. Amino acids have two functional groups. If you take those functional groups off, they don't work like an amino acid works, and your body's not going to function right. So these are really important. I can't really show you right now how important they are, but you got to take my word for it. These are important as far as the properties. So propanol is different. We're not cooking with propanol. We're not heating our house with propanol. It's not going to work. First of all, it's an alcohol, and as our friend Joven gave us an example of one, if you know what that looks like, is it a liquid, gas, or solid? Liquid, okay? Most alcohol that people either consume or use for other purposes are liquids. What does that mean? If this is a gas and this is liquid in this room, what does that mean?
You can drink it or breathe it.
Okay, good. Think about properties and in chemistry.
What was the question?
So this is a gas. This is a liquid in this room. What does that mean? They have different
properties.
boiling points. Yes, different boiling points.
Answer.
Propane. Write this down. The boiling point is negative 42 degrees Celsius. Take a guess for propanol.
Different.
Higher,
Is it going to be higher or lower than negative 42? If it's a liquid in this room.
It's going to be higher.
Right, much higher.
Yeah. Well,
I'll give you a hint. It's like 22 degrees Celsius in here.
60s.
about 100?
I already forgot. 97.
Oh, it's close.
How was that a hit?
Had to be above 22.
I said maybe.
Again, here's what this whole point of this conversation is. Eyes up here. Is if you see this on a molecule, can you go to table R and tell me that's an alcohol? Hopefully now you can.
Yes, I can.
Then naming it, we'll get into a little bit more tomorrow. We're not done yet. We'll name a little bit more tomorrow and drawing as well. But I'm really trying to just emphasize because everybody kind of knows what propane is. Okay, it's a gas we heat with, cook with. Propanol, we're not using it for that. And this is why. Okay, 97 degrees Celsius. It's easier to transport gases than liquids. Which brings me to another point. Anyone have a gas grill at home?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay. Did you ever lift up the tank or replace it?
Yeah.
No.
Gets
No?
heavier and lighter.
Well, right. But have you anyone ever shaken it up a little bit?
And you can hear it going, shh.
Yeah. You hear the shh. What is that?
It's the liquid.
Right. But it's a gas.
Yeah, I hate you.
Isn't it propane?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it a liquid?
Because it just converted.
Because inside that metal container, there's a lot of
Condensation.
pressure, so it condenses. So in the container, it's partially liquid and gas. When it comes out and it goes into the grill and you light it on fire, it's just gas because as soon as it comes out, it releases the pressure. So you hear that because of the pressure.
Eventually you need to get new things.
Right. Eventually you need to get a new one. Right. But anyways, this is an important concept, and it's like the only concept besides reading table R. I'm going to put two compounds on the board, write them down, and identify the functional group.
Can that be our homework instead?
Nope.
I tried.
2.5.
Oh!
Okay. Here we go. Copy these down.
Thank you.
I'm not bullying.
Stop bullying Kieran.
That's right, you're bullying.
Wait, comic bullying? Or like, what?
So on your homework, I want you to circle the functional group right on the molecule. So let's say these two were on the homework, or they may be, I don't know. So let's say these were on your homework. What I want you to do, you look and see all the C's and H's. They are not the functional group. Look for the oxygens or nitrogens. Okay? So you would do this, and then you would do this. And then you would go to table R and look these up and tell me what class of compounds they belong to. So I'm going to stop talking and walk around. Write down the class of compound, and then that'll be it. We'll end with that.
Well, I mean, did you just circle them
Oh,
for us?
I did, but you still have to look them up. I didn't check. So there we go. No, not necessarily. Sure. Okay. Yep. Top one was ether, bottom one ester.
Yeah.
Easter.
Ester.
Easter.